Jai Sriman Narayan.
Jai Sriman Narayan.
Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan.
Jai Sriman Narayan.
I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted in the various groups and YouTube subsequently. We continue in our topic of creation, but at this point in time, our topic is going to get a bit sensitive, but necessary. So, I am discoursing within the parameters of all those to whom I paid my obeisances. That is my spiritual master, Swami Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj, our Adi Guru of the Sri Sampradaya, Lord Sri Ramanuj, the Purva Acharyas are the Acharyas, bona fide Acharyas that filtered in information through the system. The 12 Alvars, who were the founders of the Sri Sampradaya during this Kali Yug, Mother Lakshmi, who is the very first recipient of this transcendental knowledge, and Lord Sriman Narayan, the source of all knowledge. And all my discourses have been within the parameters of the Sri Sampradaya. Throughout creation, it becomes necessary at times like this to give discourses of this nature. So it is sensitive, but it is the absolute truth. Our institution is going to be joining in with a legal battle that has been brewing for a few months now, where there is animosity and hate created between different religious groupings. So this matter has landed in court, and the Acharya Shyam Ramanuj Foundation is joining the complainant in this matter with our legal team. Then it becomes necessary to use this platform and preach the absolute truth, which, together with the outcome of the court, will ensure that this type of hate and criticism does not occur again in South Africa or the Western world and in India. We will run this series of discourses to ensure that vulnerable people are not converted to other belief systems when they are at the emotional lowest. We will ensure that vulnerable souls will not be sold for groceries and money. It is time to take a stance, and a strong stance, because Sanatana Dharma and those born within Sanatana Dharma has been slipping through the hands of Sanatana Dharma himself or itself through these exploiters of human emotions. We want people to walk in and out of various religions with love. If you want to be a Christian, become a Christian with love, not through emotional blackmail, not through opportunism. If you want to become a Hindu from a Christian, come into Hinduism with love. And if you want to become a Muslim, become a Muslim with love. And if you want to become a Buddhist, become a Buddhist with love. Whatever religion you want to abide in, go there with love and prosper in that religion. Go there with love and prosper with that religion. So we want to be also scientific, because we said Sanatana Dharma is absolute science. And we want to be scientific in our approach. We want to be logical in our approach, and we want to be absolutely honest in our approach. We want the human mind to grasp the logic that I am going to discuss continuously until I feel that we have satisfied our purpose. So this topic is going to be ongoing. It's going to run through Navratri. It might run through Navratri next year as well. We have all the time in the world, because we want to, in this point in Kali Yug, and this is our constitution, that we want to remove the misunderstanding and the chaos about Sanatana Dharma from within and from without. So those that are confused on the outside, we're going to bring Sanatana Dharma in its perspective. And those that are confused from the inside, we will also bring Sanatana Dharma in its perspective. So we want to run this discourse with love, with compassion, love, compassion, brotherhood, unity, and oneness. Love, compassion, brotherhood, unity and oneness. If you're a Muslim, this discourse must appeal to you. If you're a Christian, this discourse must appeal to you. If you're a Buddhist, this discourse must appeal to you. And if you are from Sanatana Dharma, this discourse must appeal to you. So we want to do when we are radically converted, these radical conversions are bringing disunity in our society, is it not? It is bringing disunity in our family, is it not? It is making friends enemies. It is making families enemies. It is making parents enemies. And it is making children enemies. Is it not? These conversions. Are you seeing it on social media? Are you seeing it around the world? And are you seeing it in India? Okay? So we have to take a bold stand against radical conversions. We want, if an individual wants to convert to another tradition, to another religion, to another belief system, does that individual have a right to do so? Yes. We don't want a gun to be put on the head on any faith to another faith. We have no right. We have no right to point a finger at another faith. You saw my banner, Jessica, on Saturday. What did he say?
Respect all. Worship your own. Worship your own.
Respect all. Then worship your own. So I had my main satsang in this shrine, did I not? I invited the other religious groups. Did I invite them in my marquee or did I invite them in my main shrine? Why did I invite them in my main shrine? That is why did I invite them in my main shrine? I could have had the other religious groupings in the marquee, isn't it? Why did I invite them in my main shrine? Because of oneness. If we are preaching oneness, we need to practice it. If you are preaching oneness, you must practice it first. So we practiced. I brought them into the main shrine. Maulana was not around, but he'll be spending some time here very soon, together with a whole group. I know about 25 or 30 Maulanas. About 25 years ago, I used to sit and have debates with the Maulanas from 7 in the evening until 2, 3 in the morning. I used to go to the mosque with them. I felt divine in the mosque. I know many pastors I went to church with them, and I felt divine in the church. So this is not a topic I chose today, so I can get some mileage in this court case. I've been practicing oneness all my life, without religion. Without religion. And as Paddy Bhai said, when he saw Jessica put my, what do you call that, Jessica? Slideshow. He said him and Benita Beni said Acharyaji was a ruffian. Next morning they couldn't have their breakfast. They said Acharyaji was a ruffian. Yes, I was a ruffian then for this truth today, and I'm a ruffian today for this truth up until the time people receive it. Even when I had no religion behind me, I fought for the same truth. For those of you that know me and go into my history, I was always fighting for the truth. And the truth is personified by the Supreme Lord. I didn't know the truth as a person. When I became spiritual, I saw the personification of that truth as Lord Sriman Narayan. My fight has not changed. My fight has not changed. Paddy Bhai? Yes, I was a ruffian when I was in the police force. I was in the apartheid police force. And in that police force, at that point in time, I did things which no other black policeman at that time we were graded as black did. When a superior officer called me a coolie, I stayed home because my station commander was on leave, and he called me a coolie. I did not go back to work. According to the police law, if somebody does not report to work within 7 days and give any notification, Dana, he'll be charged for desertion and detained. I did not go to work for 30 days. When my station commander came back from leave, he phoned and he asked me why I am not at work. I told him I'll tell him the next day. I went to work and I told him that the second in charge called me a coolie in the presence of other white people, and I took offense to it. And what do you think happened? This is all on my record, Dana. My file is still somewhere. Yeah. Last Shawan wanted to see my file. It was so thick. Only in 10 years, it was so thick. And there's people that spend 40 years in the force, the files are so thick. Why? Paddy, I was a ruffian. I stood my ground. I didn't sit and I didn't let others do my dirty work. I did it myself. I did this work myself. So at that meeting, the second in charge was called. And it was in apartheid time, there was no compromise that time. But they compromised because I stood up because I stood up against the apartheid system single-handedly, and they asked me how this situation could be resolved. And I said, I passed my exams a very, very long time ago. I need to get promoted. And promotion in the South African police force worked seasonally. Head office in Pretoria will say how many sergeants or how many warrant officers in which district. I got promoted out of season. Within 2 or 3 weeks, I had my stripes. Why, Paddy? Because I was a ruffian. Because I was a ruffian. I went and stood my grounds. And Jessica, we used to have relief shifts, shift commanders. And then we used to get these lighties coming out of college, white lighties. And after 3 weeks, they want to post me in a position. So what do you think I did? So now what was that posting register calls? 36, what 36? Some 36. Jessica must find out tomorrow.
SAPS 36.
Yeah, SAPS. So I posted them. And I went and knocked on my station commander's door. And I said, come and inspect the parade. And I posted them. I posted whites. So the next day, they brought a warrant officer who was superior and senior to me, and he continued with the postings. You understand? And I did all of this in apartheid time, Paddy. So now I'm doing this in Sri Narayan Dham. Exactly what I did then, and I did it alone, and I'm doing it now, Jessica, alone again. Yes, I belong to the Sri Sampradaya, and I am, whatever I am going to discourse in the next discourses, it will be within the parameters of the Sri Sampradaya, but I'm doing it alone from one dark corner of the continent. Alright? So we want, that is why you're sure you're not feeling hot on that side?
Discourse is not.
Discourse is hot. Alright? I got all these lights on me, and I got a light above my head. I think that's why I'm feeling hot. Our aircon man is not here. I think we need to put a small aircon for the Guru. Just above here, 9 BTU. Alright? Yes, I think this discourse is going to get very hot, Jessica. Alright? So coming back, no, leave it off. Coming back, the Acharya Shyam Ramanuj Foundation has joined in with this case in the Equality Court, whereby 2 members who is purported to be of the Christian faith, 2 or more members who is purported to be of the Christian faith, has criticized the Hindu faith. Alright? And based on this, I decided to show the evolution of the scriptural truth. because at this point in time I think we need a scientific expedition into the past. We need a scientific expedition into the past. So I'm going to show you through discourses. I think our time is almost up. I'm going to show you through forthcoming discourses. Okay, Evita once more. There'll be a lot of transcribing, sorry. Alright? I want to show you through forthcoming discourses that how one absolute truth logically and systematically transformed itself into many belief systems. I'm going to trace the current religious systems that's prevailing in the world today, and we're going to backtrack. We're going to backtrack. There have been many excavations, archaeological excavations that has happened in the recent years, has it not? The furthest scientific religious proof is that the Vedas were extant over 10,000 years and beyond. Over 10,000 years and beyond. I've explained to you that the Vedas has given us mathematical truths of the cycle of creation. I have stated each cycle of creation is 311 trillion 40 billion years. I have stated that currently 155 trillion years have passed. Have I stated this? Okay. Scientists have found the universe to be in existence for billions of years, have they not? They have. When did scientists find these truths? In this current century? In this last 100 years? When was this truth written in the Vedas? $5,000 years ago. This knowledge existed all the time, but it was put into writing 5,000 years ago. Yes? 5,000 years ago it was stated that one cycle of creation exists for 311 trillion 40 billion years. 100 years ago scientists are saying the same thing. Which is the mother of this knowledge? Is the Veda the mother of this knowledge? So I am going to show you that the Vedas exist in varying percentages in all of the religions that exist on earth today. In all my forthcoming discourses. And we're going to do this with love. Because a mother might have various children with various philosophies, various behavioral patterns. Isn't? One mother might have a child, a son, that may have a philosophy that may believe in a particular philosophy, that another son might believe in another philosophy, another son might believe in another philosophy, how would the mother, what would be the proportionate love of the mother to each of her children? Because although the philosophies may be different, the mother is infused in all the children, is she not? And the love will be through all the children. Yes? So if you find a percentage of the Vedic scripture in the Bible, if you find a percentage of the Vedic scripture in the Quran, what would your assumption be? Vedas 5,000 years, logical. Alright? Scientifically proven now that the Vedas are 5,000 years. Even 4,000 years is fine. The Bible is 2,000 years. And the Quran is 1,400 years. If the Vedic knowledge is found in the Bible and in the Quran, what logical deduction would you make, retracing to the Vedas? What logic deduction will you make?
It does have had an influence over the Bible and the Quran.
All of you understand? And this is why we are begging you to have religious tolerance. We are begging you to have religious tolerance. There is no difference. There is no difference. No difference. Because, and I want to show you, and I've stated this before and I want to state it again, the symbol Om and the sound Om exist in Sanatan Dharma. Om is a symbol of Sanatan Dharma and a sound of Sanatan Dharma. Om is also found in Buddhism and Zoroastrianism. After that, the next evolution of Om became Shalom. Om, from India, traveling through Persia, in Jerusalem became Shalom. Did it not? Om Shalom. And then in Christianity it became Amen. Om Shalom Amen. Om Shalom Amen. And as it moved further, it became Amen. Om, Shalom, Amen, Amen. Is there a string? Is there a common thread running through? Is there a common thread running through? Do we not do this ourselves? Have we not changed sounds from our grandparents to our parents to us? Have we not changed a few things in our one generation? Look, 5,000 years, after 3,000 years, it became Om, after 3,000 years became Shalom, then it became Amen, and after 500 years it became Amen. Do humans do these things? Do we say it like this? If 20 people had to describe the color of my dressing today, what color will the 20th person give to the rest of the world? This exact color? It will change, isn't it? And this is why when you gossip, you get in trouble. All the gossipers, hey, you know what Acharyaji said? Now he's giving a discourse and he's dividing the religion. But what I said at the beginning, I'm uniting all the religions. But when you gossip, you state the opposite. And when it reaches outside, what do you think is going to happen, Jessica? My discourse distorted. So can you see what happened to Om? How Om traveled. How Om traveled. And I've stated that the Sri Narayan Dham teaches absolute science. And I've stated that everything emanates from Om. I've stated that the Upanishad states that Om, the frequency of Om resonates in the sun. And anyone can Google NASA and you'll find out that NASA found the frequency of Om in the sun under 20. The frequency was under 20, so it could not be audible to the human air. They increased the audibility, and the sun states Om, 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 Om. So in this beautiful way, we are going to show our oneness in the various religions that exist today. In this beautiful way, where we're going to discuss wood love. And I stated on Saturday in that little discourse that I gave, I said, I get happy when I go to the past a mosque. Why? I see my God in another name. My God in another name, in another residence. And I get happy when I go past the church because I see my God in another name, in another residence. And if every one of us inculcate this oneness, will there be any intolerance? Because the greatest intolerance is religious intolerance. My religion is better than yours, isn't? So when you go past a mosque, see your God in the mosque in a different name, in a different culture, in a different tradition. But whose God you see? Your God. You understand? Or in a church, or in a temple, or in a synagogue. Right? So since Hemita gave me 5 minutes, I took another 10 minutes. Her counterpart in Joburg will be trying to commit suicide from his ground floor. Jai Sriman Narayan.